positive people are so wonderful. And I'm okay. Listen, I have terrible hat hair right now. I'm like in half of my Halloween costume. I didn't expect to be making a video right now that I might post, but I just wanted to quickly talk about something that like I kind of go back and forth on a lot. So like growing up, I was a really positive person and I had a lot of people and I understand that sometimes, there's a time and a place when something really tragic happens. Maybe the first thing isn't to start telling people that it's okay. But, I think at the end of the day, like, I had a lot of people try to, I had a lot of people make me feel like being a positive person and having a hopeful outlook. I had a lot of people make me feel like that was a bad thing, which is kind of surprising in retrospect, but I had a lot of people make me feel bad for it and make me feel like I was being like insensitive, or people made me feel like I was being really insensitive for being positive, and just that I was like really oblivious. I think that's what it mainly is. People make you feel really oblivious. They can make you feel really oblivious when you're positive, and like you don't understand anything and kind of like minimize that rather than seeing it as a positive. And I've just been thinking a lot on that, because at the end of the day, it's like how I see it, whether it's right or wrong, it's like, and I have a lot of empathy for people going through hardship, and it's definitely not easy to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like we all go through our things, some worse than others, but at the end of the day, I just see it as like, what other choice do we have? What other choice do you really have besides to have hope? Like, no matter how hard it gets, I feel like it's really the only option is to just like I said, it's easier said than done. But what other choice do you have? Try your best to manage the cards that you've been dealt with, right? And to make the most of things. Being positive is just so important. And I feel like I have lost that a little. Like, I'm still really positive. I am still really positive. But I wasn't to the same level as I was as a kid. And, that probably just comes with life and experience. But, over time, I want to try and getting the little bit back that I've lost. Because at the end of the day, like, oh my God, that is how I kind of forget. Like, that's how I've overcome adversity and why I'm still here and why I'm still, like, it's all about having hope and giving yourself things to have hope for. It's to make everything exciting. You have to look forward to everything. You have to be like, oh my God, I get to make myself a cup of tea tonight and relax in my bed. And even after all the shit I've had to do all day or deal with, whatever, I'm going to sit in bed tonight and I'm going to make myself, I'm going to make 30 minutes for myself to like read this book or talk to this friend or give this person a call or work on some poetry I've been wanting to do or play the guitar or whatever it might be, right? It's like, you have to romanticize every little thing. You have to have hope. You have to give yourself hope when there's none around you. You really have to, that's the best way to go about things. It's like give yourself reasons to be hopeful by having something to look forward to, even if it's not as grand as you would like it to be. There is lots of little things in this life that we take for granted that are really great to look forward to. Just be excited over everything on the daily, right? And I've been thinking about things on such a huge scale because I'm in psychology and I watch a lot of Software Underbelly, and if you know, you know, and it's just made me so like hyper aware of everything going on in the world and just like how bad things can get, right, for people. So I've kind of had a harder time preaching positivity on like more of like a daily basis of just when there's just on a grand scale so many things wrong with our world. But I think that's really the only way to go. And even like, and I was inspired to make this because I just saw, I was just stalking, right? I was just on TikTok stalking, and I just came across someone who gave the most beautiful, wonderful energy. I literally was just looking through their retweets, and it was just all it like gave off such a specific vibe that was so happy and positive and wonderful. And it made me so happy, and it reminded me to like still be a dreamer. Lots of people will try to dull your sparkle, and they're like, man, that shit's not realistic, and you gotta get with it. And it's great to have a plan. It's great to have a backup plan, something to fall back on. But man, if you have a dream, you gotta try and find a way to make it happen. You really do. It's so important to still be a dreamer and to still have dreams. Those are some of my favorite people to be around, where, you know, you're aware of their dreams and they're working so hard to make it happen, and you're so proud of them, and you could be happy together when something good happens. It's just such an easy way to support someone when you're just so aware of their goals in life. And like that's another important thing, to like figure those things out. Like, what are my morals? What are my goals? You know, what's important to me? What do I need to accomplish in this life? And everyone's idea of success looks so different. Like, it doesn't have to be something crazy, but it's just so, I think it's a really bonding thing. And I was just watching these videos. I literally felt enlightened. It was so nice. I was in such a bad mood today, and that's such a rare thing for me. It's such a rare thing for me to be in a bad mood. But there was just something that really sucked the energy out of me. It's kind of the situation where it's like I can't really escape something, and so it's just been like sucking the energy out of me. And I don't know, just in general, I was just kind of in a, like, I was feeling really terrible, like physically, and just I was in a bad mood. So rare. I can't even express to you how rare that is. I'm actually in a bad mood very, very rarely. I'm not a very moody person at all. And just it's just funny that those like found me at that time, or I found them because I was looking. But they were so positive and so hopeful and filled with like dreams. And I was just like, oh my God, it's so good to step outside of yourself for a moment and be like, oh my God, these are my dreams. Like, I do have hopes for the future. There are things I'm gonna accomplish and work towards, and it all comes with time. Good things come with time. There's reasons to have hope. Like, everyone should have a certain extent of FOMO, I think. I was talking about this the other day, and I was thinking more on it. And we're talking about the goods and bads of FOMO. And obviously, you know, too much of anything is a bad thing, but it's like too much or too little. But it just got me thinking, and it was like, in general, like, oh my God, at least for me, FOMO has made me do so many things that I never would have thought I would have done, that led to so many other things. It's like a kind of, or what is that word? Like the butterfly effect, where it's just a domino effect, you know? Saying yes to one thing because you're like, oh, you know, I could sit at home tonight, but what will I miss out on, you know, if I don't go do this thing? I don't think FOMO has to be an unhealthy thing. It can be, for sure, but I think it can be actually such a positive force to be like, fuck, what if I did say yes? You know, what if I did agree to do this? What could have been? I think that's one of our biggest regrets as humans. What could have been? And I think it really eats us alive. And I think even if it goes terrible, knowing that you did it, being proud of yourself for doing it, and having a story to tell, whether it's good or bad, is such a great thing. Having FOMO has made me do so many things that I'm so fucking glad I did. Even if I was like, I used to have really bad social anxiety. If I was either like too anxious to go and do it, or, you know, just wasn't in the mood, didn't really feel like it, but then I did, I was never once upset with myself for like saying yes to like an invitation to go out or do something, or have a certain I won't say that, some experiences, you know, but like at the end of the day, like it all makes you who you are. Every experience is something to learn from, grow from, enjoy, all of these things. So I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This is spiraled so much, but my general point is just to keep being a dreamer, keep having goals in life, because we're all losing sight of our dreams. The world's in a very dark place, and I'm really experiencing that now too, where I'm like, it's kind of like existential. I'm like, oh my God, you know, like I'm an adult now. I'm considered an adult now, like for real, and like, you know, there's just so much responsibility, you know, so much realness has like settled in finally with that, where I'm like, oh my God, like there is a different feeling to life now, and it's like, it's really weird to come to terms with, but at the same time, like, there are new things to adjust to, and things are different, but we have to make the most of it. I even just saw a video, and it was talking about how great it is being a teenage girl, and I thought about it, and I was like, being a teenage girl really is a mindset. It really is. And there's a lot of people out there right now who are like, you know, you turn 20, and I just noticed so many women, it's like, you turn 20, and it's just, like, even I've experienced myself where, oh my God, I'm like less valuable in a way now that I'm 20, which is such a crazy concept, or like women feeling like they're old now because they're 20 and they're not cut out for certain things, or not as whatever the case may be. It's so absurd, and I've even fallen guilty to it, and I guess it kind of makes sense, which is some things like in my past, but it's like, it's so strange, and it's like being a teenager. And I just saw another thing being like, I just saw this TikTok, and it was like, oh my God, being a teenage girl is so great. And then the comments were like, oh, but I'm 20 now, and here I just turned 20, and everyone was so upset. And it's like, yes, that is a chapter of your life, you know, you're saying goodbye to, and it's not it's irrecreatable. I don't even know if that's a word. I think it is. But it's like being a teenage girl is a mindset. It is a privilege because, you know, I think it was a video of Claro, and she was talking about like mood boarding, you know, all your dream places to visit and live one day, the city you want to be in, and, you know, all your favorite bands and all the things that you love. And it's like, we can still do these things. I'm going to be 21 in March. I am 20. And I mean, this is my living room wall, and my desk over there is filled with like Hello Kitty shit and like my favorite band posters and prints that I put on the wall. And, you know, I still have dreams, and I think I've lost sight of them a little bit, or just like haven't been able to pay as much attention to them because of all that's going on. But just always try to keep it in the back of your head, and this whole video is a reminder to me too to do that. So yeah, just keep having dreams, keep having goals for yourself, think about your morals. And I saw another one that I really liked, and it was like it was kind of funny, but also like kind of some truth to it. It was like, it was saying, in order to fall asleep, you have to pretend to be asleep. That is like life. And it was basically just, I don't know if I worded it correctly, but it was basically just like, act like the person you want to be. And it's so true. Like, you'll fall into something. If you can fake it, you can eventually fall into it. You know, it's just like with anything. Like, whatever you're putting out there, whatever you're surrounding yourself with, like, karma's a very real thing. And I've had this conversation too with many people where it's like, I don't think karma is like inherently a spiritual thing. I think a lot of people are like, I don't believe in karma. But to me, it's common sense. Like, it's just common sense. Karma. It's like, yes, of course what you put out there in the world will come back to you. It's like, in every sense of the word, it's like what you put out there into the world is going to attract those kinds of people. If you put out negativity, you're going to attract negative people. If you put out negativity but you're surrounded by positive people, those people are going to start becoming more negative. And that's proven with science. Like, you can see it in all these sorts of statistics. It's just like, even if your friends or who we're friends with has such a big impact as well on us. Like, there's really significant statistics of, like, you know, if your friends are really, even your weight is correlated to your friendships. It's crazy. Like, things we would never expect, right? And it's just like, what you put out into this world is going to find its way back to you, because that's the reality you create. Karma is not even a spiritual thing. It is just common sense. So it's so important to put out into this world what you want to be, because you will fall into it. It will find its way back to you and will reshape your entire life. So that's what I've been thinking about this afternoon. I have to go study. I have a lot that I need to do. But that's just what I was thinking about. I just wanted to share because, like, it just made me feel so positive and so enlightened all of a sudden. And I couldn't believe a few TikToks and just this vibe of this super happy, positive person just reminded me, like, okay, like, that is who you're meant to be, Kira. That's who you're supposed to be. That's who you want to be and aspire to be. Like, and who I know I am deep down. It's just a reminder to keep, no matter how you're feeling, keep putting that out there and always trying to look at the bright side of things, because it doesn't hurt. Looking on the bright side doesn't hurt, right? Like, it cannot hurt to try. It can have no negative impact in any way, looking on the bright side. And if you're trying to think of some kind of argument right now, like, don't even bother, because really, like, come on, looking on the bright side, it's an inherently good thing. So I think we can all try to do a better job of that and uplift ourselves and the people around us. So that's my little PSA for the day. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great Halloween weekend.